Hello children, welcome to iTTV. I'm your tutor, Mr. Wong. Now, how many of you have written an email before? Do you know what an email is? Now, an email is like a letter, but we send it over the internet. That's using a computer. Now today, we have got a very upset little boy. He has just lost a very important football match, and he feels very upset. And to make things worse, his father is not around. His father has gone away for business. So what he has done is, he has written a long email and he sent it to Daddy, telling him about what happened. Now, Daddy has written an email back. Are you ready to read it?
Yes, email from Daddy. Dear Tommy, I am sorry to hear about your team losing at the football finals, especially after training so hard. I can only imagine how you are feeling. However, you shouldn't be so upset. You need to be a good player to reach the finals of a football tournament. Reaching the final match is already a good achievement. You and your team should be proud. You should also remember that you are only in primary 5. You can always participate again next year. Don't give up. Start practicing now, as practice makes perfect. Everyone loses sometimes. Only by making mistakes we can improve. I am very proud of you. I will be coming home from Singapore on Friday. Tell Mommy that we will go out for dinner. Let's celebrate you getting second place in the tournament. Love, Daddy.
Now let's take a closer look at the email. Now this email is from Tommy's father. It says, Dear Tommy, I am sorry to hear about your team losing at the football finals, especially after training so hard. I can only imagine how you are feeling. However, you shouldn't be so upset. You need to be a good player to reach the finals of a football tournament. Reaching the final match is already a good achievement. You and your team should be proud. You should also remember that you are only in primary 5. You can always participate again next year. Don't give up. Start practicing now, as practice makes perfect. Everyone loses sometimes. Only by making mistakes can we improve. I am very proud of you. I will be coming home from Singapore on Friday. Tell Mummy that we will go out for dinner. Let's celebrate you getting second place in the tournament. Love, Daddy. Wow, wasn't that a really comforting email? Now let's go through that email bit by bit to see what it was about. Now Tommy was really upset because he lost at the finals of a very important football tournament. Now what made it worse was his team had worked really hard. So he had written a long email to his father, telling him about what happened. Now his father had written back, to make him feel better. Now what did he say to make Tommy feel better? Number 1, he said that he should be proud to get second place in the tournament. Because to reach the finals, you have to be a really good player. Number 2, he told Tommy not to worry because he was only in primary 5. If he worked hard from now, he would be able to participate again next year, and maybe the next time they would win. Now that we've understood the story a little bit, let's go through some questions to see whether we can answer them well. Okay guys, do you have your exercise books ready? Now let's go through the questions. But first, let's read the instructions. Based on the email, answer the questions that follow in full sentences. Question 1. Why was Tommy's father sorry to hear about the football match? Question 2. Why should Tommy feel proud of his team's effort? Question 3. What advice did Tommy's father give him? Question 4. Why is it good to make mistakes? And question 5. From the text, what sort of person do you think Tommy's father is? Okay, now that you've written down all your answers, let's go through the questions again, one by one. Now this time we're going to give you answers. Now your answers do not have to be identical, but it should be pretty close. Are you ready? Why was Tommy's father sorry to hear about the football match? The answer is, Tommy's father was sorry to hear about the football match because Tommy's team lost their match in the finals. Question 2. Why should Tommy feel proud of his team's effort? Tommy should feel proud of his team's effort because reaching the finals is a good achievement. Question 3. What advice did Tommy's father give him? Tommy's father advised him to not give up and that practice makes perfect. Question 4. Why is it good to make mistakes? It is good to make mistakes because then we can improve. Question 5. From the text, what sort of person do you think Tommy's father is? Now there are a few possible answers here. A. I think that Tommy's father is someone who does not give up easily. Now answer B. Tommy's father is a very caring man. Answer C. Tommy's father loves his son. Answer D. Tommy's father is a very supportive man. Okay children, were your answers very similar to the ones we showed you? Now, we're going to move on to a writing exercise. We are going to reply an email. Remember the email that we read earlier on? Let's help Tommy reply to that email. Are you ready? Let's begin by reading the instructions. Imagine you are Tommy. Write a reply to the email you have just read, describing how you felt after reading it. Use the notes to help you. You can start your email with this. Dear Daddy, thank you for your email. I felt so much better after reading it. Now let's look at the notes for paragraph 1. We will use these notes to help us to write our email. Now paragraph 1. Thank your father for his advice. Tell him, met your team after school. Everyone upset. You congratulated them. Now remember, write the email as if you are Tommy. So you're writing to your father. Now from the notes, the first part is very clear. You need to thank your father for that wonderful email that he has written to you. Now the next part is you tell him what you did after you read his email. From the notes, we know that after school, Tommy met with his other teammates. He then congratulated them. We're going to move to paragraph 2 to see why he did that. Paragraph 2. The notes are, everyone was surprised when you congratulated them. Told them reaching finals, good achievement. Followed father's advice. We have next year to compete. Don't give up. Start practicing now. Everybody cheering. Now looking at the notes from paragraph 2, we now understand what was going on. When Tommy gathered his team together, he gave them the advice that his father had given him. Now after telling them what his father had told him from the email, they felt a lot better, to the extent they even started cheering. Now let's go to paragraph 3. Now in paragraph 3, it says, looking forward to seeing your father. Know exactly where you want to go to celebrate. From the notes, we know that this is the ending of the email already. Tommy is already talking about where he wants to go and celebrate when his dad gets back from Singapore. Now remember, when you end your email, always sign off. You can sign off with love, Tommy. Now, let us look at a draft of an email that has already been written.
Dear Daddy, thank you for your email. I felt so much better after reading it. Today after school, I asked the team to meet in front of the football field. All of them were still quite upset about our loss. I asked everyone to sit down and congratulated them for a good job well done. All the players looked very surprised when I said this. I then told them that reaching the finals was a very good achievement. Just like how you reminded me, I reminded them that we still had next year to compete. I told them not to give up and that we were going to start practicing at once. As we walked off that field, everyone was cheering. Nobody would have believed that we had just lost the finals. Daddy, thank you so much for your advice. Mommy and I are looking forward to seeing you on Friday. I can't wait to go out for dinner. I want to go to the pizza house to celebrate. Love, Tommy. Yes, send.
I hope that example will help you write a really good email to Tommy's dad. Now let's move on to short forms. Do you know what short forms are? Let's look at an example to see what they are. Here we have I will. Now, the short form of I will is I'll. Now what we do is, we take I will and we take away WI. We add an apostrophe and just add LL at the back. Now let me give you an example by making a sentence for you. I will go to class tomorrow. Now the short form would be I'll go to class tomorrow. Now that I've given you an example, let's try and do some exercises to further understand this. Are you ready? Write the full form of the following word. In this exercise, we will give you the short form and we want you to expand that into the full form. Are you ready? Now the short form is can't. What is the full form of can't? Next we have the short form won't. What is the full form of won't? The next word in short form is wouldn't. What is the full form of wouldn't? Next we have couldn't. What is the full form of couldn't? Next we have your. What is the full form of your? The next short form is you'll. What is the full form of you'll? Next we have where. What is the full form of where? Have you finished? Now let's look at the answers. Question 1. The short form, can't. What is the full form? Cannot. Let me give you some examples to further elaborate on this. Joshua can't go to the party because he is sick. Joshua cannot go to the party because he is sick. Let's move to question 2. Won't. The full form of won't is will not. Joshua won't be going to the party because he is sick. Joshua will not be going to the party because he is sick. Now let's move to the third question. The short form wouldn't. The full form of the word wouldn't is would not. Let me give you an example. Joshua's parents wouldn't let him go to the party because he is sick. Joshua's parents would not let him go to the party because he is sick. Moving on. The short form couldn't. The full form to this is could not. My parents said I couldn't go to the party because I was sick. My parents said I could not go to the party because I was sick. Next we have your. The full form of your is you are. An example would be, you're not going to the party. You are not going to the party. Now let's move on to you'll. The full form of you'll is you will. Let me give you an example. You'll be missing out on a lot of fun by not going to the party. You will be missing out on a lot of fun by not going to the party. And finally, we're. The full form of we're is we are. Let me give you an example. We're
going to
miss you at the party. We are
going to
miss you at the party. Now those were the answers to the short form questions. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's summarize what we did today. First of all, we looked at an email from Tommy's dad. We discussed the email. We then answered questions about what we read. Finally, we learned how to reply an email. We just did short forms. Now remember, you will have to write your own email at home. Okay guys, time's up. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Till we meet again, bye-bye.